This YouTube niche is an underground gold mine and no one is cashing in yet. Now guys, this is about to be one of the first times I've made a video on a niche that not a single person is doing. Now, this is a YouTube automation niche that essentially is going to have an RPM of upwards of $40 per 1,000 views, obviously in the USD currency. And once again, nobody has ever done this before. I'm going to go ahead and get right into it right now, but what I'm about to show you, not a single other person is doing. Whoever implements this first is sitting on a literal gold mine. Now, my promise to you is that you will leave this video knowing exactly how to automate, structure, and passively make $10,000 a month with ultra long form content. Now, no, I'm not here to sell you a course before all you keyboard warriors are about to go slam me. My name's Blake Ryan. I've made millions of dollars at the age of 20 years old, obviously through the use of content creation. Let's get right into it. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's teach you something. Now, converting a regular long form channel into ultra long form. Now, you guys know I've covered a bunch of ultra long form content before. If you don't know what it is, it's essentially super long, YouTube content like this, where it's essentially 3 to 4 hours worth of content that's entirely done through the use of AI. And of course, because the video is so long and because we're targeting such a US demographic, the RPM, aka how much you paid per 1,000 views, is astronomically high. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because I've recently found sort of a new strategy to find brand new ultra long form channels that have proof of concept. If you guys don't know already, when I look for niches, one thing I always try and strive that we have is proof of concept. Meaning we know there's an audience that likes this style of content and will actually digest it and consume it on a regular basis. Another thing we look for is evergreen views, meaning that so when you first post a video, you want to think to yourself, 4 years down the line, will this video title still have traction and will it still be getting views? That's how so many of these channels have built up, $100,000, $200,000 a month, solely because the video ideas and the concepts that they do post have evergreen views. They will continue to get views and they are still relevant to this day. Now, the channel I'm referring to is this brand new channel that's just recently come out about 8 months ago. In this time, they've done about 2.5 million views. Realistically, the RPM is probably about $6, which is not crazy, right? They've only made like 12, 13 grand from this channel, which is nothing. We're looking for a lot more. Now, you might be saying, well, yes, Blake, but what are your ideas? How are you going to make this so much more, profitable than what they're currently doing? Now, as you guys can see, they're basically posting videos on like Alice in One, or like, just for example, all 72 demons of ARS Goetia explained in obsessive detail. Learn this and your eyes will open. Basically just all this content on, super niche topics that are kind of scary. So whether it's Medusa, whether it's Dracula, whether it's sort of, the Serpent Brotherhood, so many of these really niche kind of scary topics. And I know it sounds weird to think that somebody might actually sleep to this content, but I guarantee you they will. There are some weird people in the world. I mean, even just for reference, this guy here, the storyteller, his content is scary stories and people fall asleep to that type of stuff. Now, the reason why I say a niche like this is far more valuable long-term than the storyteller is because these videos have no virality. You guys can see every single video gets about the same amount of views. There's no real outliers, and that's simply because each video is literally the same topic. There's no scalability, and of course, yes, while he is posting, he's getting the same audience, but what happens when they die out? Realistically, with a niche like this, not only is each video different, but each video has, good potential to go viral because we aren't limiting ourselves to the same packaging, the same title, and the same thumbnail on every single upload. Now, my idea here is you guys can see these guys, Historic Guardian, they recently posted a 1 hour 12 video and it did fairly well. Now, think about this at scale. What if we're to do 3 to 4 hour videos every single day, entirely, done through the use of AI? And at a very large scale. So for example, we could talk about all 72 demons of, the realms. We could kind of cover all these really niche topics that sort of, talk about really scary topics in real life. Now, I know you might be thinking, well, I don't know any video ideas. I'm going to get right into that and kind of teach you guys how to video ideate, how to script write, everything you'll need to sort of automate one of these channels for yourself. Now, 3 to 4 hour long content in this niche would have an RPM of about $30 to $50. Now, the reason why I say visuals don't matter is because whatever's shown on the screen is irrelevant. These guys are going to be watching this to fall asleep to, meaning they don't care about the visuals. All you really need is obviously a good text-to-speech voice, a decent pacing script, and obviously just visuals that do sort of work and correlate with a little bit of ambience, whether that's, background music, whether that's some rain, whether that's some, crackling sounds. There's a lot you can work with and there's a lot to take inspiration from. Taking a look at these guys, you guys can see Lilith, the hidden truth behind Adam's first wife removed from the Bible. Now, I know from a moral standpoint, it probably isn't good to get into something like this, but guys, this is probably the freest money I've ever seen. You can literally get into this niche and tap into it today, start making content and, absolutely explode. Now,
in the Bible.
You guys can see all they're doing. It's literally text to speech with an AI script and just background footage. Like, look at this. Every single photo is just a pic. These pics are probably all, AI made. I wouldn't even recommend doing this. What I would recommend doing is going onto a website like Pexels, which we can essentially look up, words like Lilith, for example, or let's just say demon. If we look up demon, I'm sure a bunch is going to come up. Yeah, you guys can see. So we have like clips like this, but realistically, as I said, you're probably going to want more nichely targeted clips to really have in the background. So whether that's stuff like this, you guys can see, they're literally just using AI images. And one thing we should add is you can keep reusing content every single time. So for example, you make a folder in your computer called Demon Channel, and you funnel all of your images into that thing, and then just continue recycling and reusing that content. Obviously, it is AI, and you're not going to get in trouble for it, but from a moral standpoint, people say they hate AI. I'm sorry that you hate AI. Realistically, it's the future of content, and you kind of have to get with it. Doing something along these lines would literally guarantee you $10,000 a month, even if you're just posting daily with AI scripts, AI voices, AI images, and just some really nice ambience. You can essentially guarantee yourself 5 to 10K a month, and you could probably pump out 30 videos, so a month worth of content in literally 3 to 4 days. Next thing I want to talk about is, do we use a pre-monetized channel for a niche like this, or do we start fresh? If you guys don't know what pre-monetized channels are, they mean you're basically monetized off the get-go. So you can start posting content tomorrow and, get a $40 RPM on your first video. If you guys do want to get a pre-monetized channel, before I get into this, head over to my website. It's premonetize.com. You guys can get, something for way cheaper than anything on the market. And, to help you guys out, use the coupon code VIDEO, and it's going to give you guys a massive discount on any of these channels. It's only going to work for the first 2 people. So, first come, first serve. But should we use a pre-monetized channel for a niche like this? Realistically, I would say yes, if you have the budget to do so. The reason why I say that is because in a niche like this, the views you get, and FYI, we are going to be doing 3 to 4 hour content. So the RPM is going to be about $30 to $50 every single video. And the reason why I say getting a pre-monetized channel in a niche like this could be pretty beneficial to us is because you're going to miss out on a lot of revenue before you meet the requirements to get monetized. A good rule of thumb is that it'll take about 150,000 views before you're monetized, right? So if we have a $35 RPM to be conservative, that means we're essentially missing out on $5,000 prior to getting monetized. And of course, then we don't have to deal with any of the demonetization options. We don't have to deal with YouTube approving us. We're essentially, monetized right off the bat. But I don't want you guys to get it twisted. I am not saying you have to invest in this to start. You can simply make a fresh channel, and even though you're going to miss on a few $1,000s before you're monetized, you're still going to build up that fan base and that audience that's going to continue converting, and that sort of foundation that can make you $5,000, $20,000, even $30,000 every single month for the next 2 years. Now, this is a niche that nobody has ever done before in this particular scale. The first of you guys that actually start implementing this could genuinely, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart because I gain nothing from saying this, you will see crazy results if you execute this correctly. Like, some people that are sort of doing this would be like the story of the devil, right? You could be like, this, yeah, right here, the devil's story of Eden, Paradise Lost explained, 2 hours long. 2 years ago, which is how old this video is, that style of content would not be able to be done through the use of AI. Now, enough yapping, let me teach you guys exactly how to automate this exact style of content. Now, a little bit of an FYI, guys, if you want access to all these niches prior to my videos, go ahead and join my Discord server, discord.gg/1%. We have a massive community. We all share niches, we share results. I also personally review you guys' channels. Yeah, go ahead and join that. But yes, back to the video. There's essentially 4 main things we're gonna need to automate a niche like this. The first thing is ChatGPT, which is gonna be obviously used for script writing. Next thing is obviously going to be the voice acting, editing, and then thumbnail designs. And guys, I am about to, cook with you guys right now. I have found probably the cheapest way to do thumbnail designs at the best quality and the best scale. I'm saving that for last. I've basically cracked the code for how to do thumbnails. Now, watch this, guys. I'm going to get straight into it right now. Let's say we wanted to copy someone like the channel we were talking about prior. I'm going to go ahead and just grab one of their videos at complete random. Let's go ahead and grab this channel, this video, the one that was 1 hour and 12 minutes long. We're going to go ahead and press download. We're going to go YouTube transcript downloader. Now that we're here, what we're going to do is paste that in, press get transcript, and once this is done, we're going to head over to ChatGPT and kind of input it. Now, what I've gone ahead and done is said, I'm making a long form channel about horror content, stories like the history of Satan, etc. It should be optimized for view duration, good pacing, good hooks, and a relaxing style to fall asleep to. Now that we've typed that in, what we're going to do is paste in that script that we just had before. Now I'm going to say my video title is, and then we're going to come up with an idea. Let's say the entire history of Lilith, right? Lilith is, the devil's misso or girlfriend, whatever it was. I don't care about all this satanistic lore, but we are here to make money. We are going to monetize this. Let me show you exactly what I would do. Next thing, and this is a big misconception I see, I say it in every single video and I still get questions about it. My scripts don't, my script isn't long enough. ChatGPT is failing to make my script long enough. You're meant to say to it, and this is a common misconception, what you should say is space it in 10 parts. This script should be 3 hours long, 30 minutes, or let's just say 20 minutes each part. Start with part 1, make sure it's 20 mins plus. Now, this is a big thing. People will be like, well, why is my script not 3 hours? ChatGPT has a massive problem handling that much characters in one go. So a way that I've personally structured it, and something very gatekept, is structuring it into parts. That way, once you have your first part, you go ahead and put it into a document, second, third, fourth, and just build up that document until the entire video is completely done. Now, also, one more thing is if you want to figure out how long sort of your script is, go to script length calculator, put that in there. It will tell you like a words to time calculator, and it's pretty accurate. So if you want to know, okay, am I at a 3 hour script yet? Am I at a 4 hour script yet? You can always just use that and it'll give you a pretty accurate answer. Now, it's gone ahead and it's completely started writing my script. Now, ready? Listen to this. The story of Lilith is ancient. So old, in fact, that her origins are difficult to trace. Her name first appears like this is absolutely insane. You plop this with a really good AI voice, you plop it into a nice, a very decent editing template that you'll be able to simply reuse for each video, and you're essentially sitting on gold. You post this content every single day, and I guarantee you, 2 months down the line, you're essentially guaranteed to make 10, 20K a month just because of how much virality this type of content has. Each video has different packaging, a different context, and a different style, and there's essentially an infinite amount of content ideas that you could make. Now, let's just say you had your script. Obviously, you guys don't need help with this. Head over to 11 Labs, head over to Fish Audio, and by the way, this is not sponsored. If you don't have the money, Fish Audio is a great alternative. It's like $6 a month for infinite generations, and it's not as good as 11 Labs, obviously, but once we have the capital, once we're already making 20K a month, then we can afford to go ahead and get a really good plan on 11 Labs and kind of scale that way. But for now, Fish Audio is completely fine. Now, one more thing, you might be saying, well, yes, and this kind of funnels back into my next point, video ideation. How do we sort of handle that? How do we handle video ideation in this niche? I'm going to go ahead and say, give me 20 video ideas similar to the Lilith one. Now, what it's going to do is give me a bunch of lore titles that I'm able to go ahead and simply replicate. And once again, you only need 30 ideas for an entire month worth of uploads. Now, what you want to do is you don't want to go with just the ones that they tell you, because some of these are going to be pretty shit, let's be honest. But what you can do is find some good ones. Right here, the entire history of the Devil's Book, the entire history of the 7 Princes of Hell, the entire history of the Witch's Sabbath. There are so many different really smart ideas, even the Leviathan, the Antichrist, the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. So many super good ideas, even the entire history of hell. There are great ideas that we can simply use AI to write the entire script for, ChatGPT the entire images, and obviously use ChatGPT to write the entire scripts and then voice act. It has never been this easy, but the next part is thumbnail design, which I have been saving till last because it is absolutely insane. Now guys, I have recently found a website. I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard of vidIQ. It's a super good site for everything YouTube related. Let me go ahead and sign in and show you what they've actually added. Now guys, tell me this is not insane. This is 100% free if you just keep using free trials. So this is called vidIQ, and they essentially use AI to make thumbnail designs for you. So for example, let's say I want to copy this one right here. Let's say my idea was the devil's story of Lilith, right? I'm going to go ahead and head here and say, I'm making a thumbnail for the story of Lilith, the devil's wife. Make me a thumbnail in the same style as this. And all I'm going to go ahead and do is click the reference option. We're going to go ahead and simply paste in a video link, press add, and it's going to go ahead and grab their thumbnail and simply copy the exact same style, but for the prompt that I just gave it. Now, I've gone ahead and pressed create. Give me like 20 seconds and I will come back to when this is finished. And bang, guys, if this is not insane, I don't know what to say. Now, obviously, you're going to want to optimize it a little bit more. I only spent like 5 seconds, but look at this. It literally made me an entire thumbnail with the correct writing. Lilith's Tragedy of Paradise Lost. So many different things, and once again, you can speak to it. This also works for the space niche, for whatever niche you might be doing, and it's absolutely insane quality that you could then use to do the next 30 videos, schedule them all, and have an entire backlog for this channel in literally 3 days. Now, as I said before, Evergreen views are a massive factor in this niche because the topics we're covering are going to be relevant a year from now, 3 years from now. The story of the devil, the story of Leviathan, the story of Medusa, all of these smart ideas are going to be relevant 5 years from now, 4 years from now. So as long as we're ensuring the content we make is high quality and obviously is good enough to fall asleep to, there should be no reason why we can't build up a 20K a month empire with just this one channel. Now guys, once again, thank you so much for watching. If you want to learn exactly what I do and you want to scale to 20K a month, check out blakeryan.co. It's essentially my one-on-one mentorship where I work directly with you, scaling all your channels and getting you to $10,000 a month. Now, next thing, if you want to join my Discord server to get updates on everything, help with niches, early access to all these videos, go ahead and join that. It's discord.gg/1%. But yes, without further ado, guys, thank you so much for watching and I will see you all later. Peace out.